In this video, we tell you the untold life story of Barbara Eden while showing you some of her rare photos. Now 92 years old, Barbara Eden is a woman who has consistently lived in the shadow of tragedy but stands out for her career achievements. We will explore the challenges this resilient woman faced from her husband, son, and colleagues. Born on August 23, 1931, in Tucson, Arizona, her journey began in the midst of a turbulent period. Barbara's story begins with her parents' divorce when she was 3 years old, leading her and her mother to move to San Francisco, where they lived with her stepfather, a telephone lineman. Facing the hardships of the Great Depression, Barbara found solace in her mother's singing, which sparked her passion for performance. Despite financial constraints, her mother's talent and encouragement inspired Barbara's pursuit of a singing career. Inspired by her mother's talent, Barbara discovered her gift of singing and decided to pursue a career in performance. Her journey led her to study singing and acting at the Elizabeth Hollow School of Acting, culminating in a degree in theater arts. She eventually earned a degree in theater arts and was crowned Miss San Francisco in 1951. Before making her mark in acting, Barbara worked as a banker and later as a chorus girl in a Los Angeles club. Her early acting years were marked by criticism of her appearance, with industry trends emphasizing a specific body type. In a 1989 interview, she recounted a disheartening encounter with an agent who criticized her appearance, declaring that she wasn't tough enough, pretty enough, or endowed enough to succeed in the industry. However, Barbara's strong-willed nature led her to focus on personality-based roles, eventually securing a contract with 20th Century Fox. Her initial film roles, such as Back from Eternity and How to Marry a Millionaire, laid the foundation for her illustrious career. Despite initial challenges, Barbara Eden's breakthrough came with the role of a 2,000-year-old genie in the 1960s sitcom I Dream of Jeannie. Initially considered an act of desperation, her performance impressed producer Sidney Sheldon, leading to a 5-year stint in the iconic role. The show garnered excellent ratings, earning Barbara 2 Golden Globe nominations. Although the show ended after 5 seasons, the continuing popularity of I Dream of Jeannie solidified Barbara's place in television history. Post-Jeannie, Barbara continued her successful career participating in commercials and TV programs. Her diverse roles included Mrs. Claus in My Adventures with Santa in 2019 and voice work for the animated children's TV series Shimmer and Shine. Barbara Eden was renowned for her stunning beauty and often captured the attention of male co-stars. One memorable encounter was with Welsh singer Tom Jones on his TV variety show. Reflecting on it, Barbara shared, "Tom Jones was wonderful, and of course, he propositioned me. I said, 'Tom, I'm married.' He replied, 'So what? So am I.'" Such advances weren't uncommon for Barbara. She recounted an intriguing meeting with future President John F. Kennedy in 1957. At an airport, a man approached her, offering to introduce her to the then Massachusetts senator. As they exchanged brief greetings, Barbara discovered a note in her coat pocket that said, "Call me," with a phone number. Though she no longer has the paper, the list of admirers continued. Barbara recalled another fascinating incident from dancing at a Sunset Strip nightclub. Elvis Presley contacted the club owner, expressing his interest in taking Barbara on a date. Initially thinking it was a joke, Barbara didn't give it much thought until 1960 when she worked with Presley on the film Flaming Star. He attempted to woo her by confiding his vulnerabilities. Not only did Barbara captivate audiences as the enchanting genie in I Dream of Jeannie, but she also experienced a journey of love filled with highs and lows in her personal life. Her romantic story began with a blind date with American actor Michael Ansara, leading to their marriage in 1958. However, tragedy struck when their first son was stillborn, causing deep grief. She shared her devastating experience with People magazine, revealing that she had carried her baby for nearly 8 months before receiving the devastating news from doctors that her child had tragically passed away in the womb. The loss of her child was a profound and life-altering moment for her. Barbara Eden's marriage to Michael Ansara lasted for 15 years, but in the aftermath of the tragic miscarriage of their child, they faced an insurmountable challenge. Overwhelmed by sorrow and challenges in their marriage, Barbara and Michael decided to part ways, filing for divorce in 1974. Barbara found love again and married Charles Fajo 3 years later. Unfortunately, due to Charles's struggles with drug addiction, the marriage ended after just 4 years. Undeterred by these setbacks, Barbara continued her search for lasting love. However, the impact of drugs on her life didn't end there. Amid the dazzling success of I Dream of Jeannie, Barbara faced blessings and shattered dreams. Alongside then-husband Michael and Sarah, they had welcomed a son, Matthew, into the world. 2 decades later, a heart-wrenching tragedy struck when Barbara learned of her only son's death, a cruel twist of fate in the form of an accidental heroin overdose. In 2021, Barbara candidly shared her feelings about the inexplicable loss in an interview, expressing frustration and lingering anger. Despite Matthew being 35, he remained her child, a realization which amplified the heartache of the tragedy. Even though he was 35, he was still my baby, she mused. Also, Barbara's mother faced a heartbreaking battle with lung cancer. In her memoir, Barbara Eden openly shared the profound suffering her mother endured during this challenging time. It turned out that Barbara's mother had kept the disease hidden for a while. It went on like this until Barbara learned from one of her mother's friends that she had been silently struggling with difficulty breathing at night for an extended period. Despite her symptoms, she chose to endure in silence, never dropping a hint of the formidable battle she was facing. This revelation left Barbara deeply moved in her memoir as she reflected on her mother's strength and unwavering resolve. Barbara Eden believed that her mother, true to her principles, persevered until it became impossible for her to do so. Behind the scenes of I Dream of Jeannie, the relationship, not a romantic relationship, between co-stars Larry Hagman and Barbara became somewhat tangled. In her book, Jeannie Out of the Bottle, Barbara revealed that Hagman had hoped the show would propel him to stardom. However, creator Sidney Shelton pointed out that Larry realized the spotlight was on Jeannie, not him, leading to frustration throughout the show's 5 seasons. Amid challenges, particularly Hagman's struggle with alcohol and drugs, Barbara stood by him. She acknowledged his troubles, describing him as a good person facing difficulties. On set, Hagman's frustration occasionally manifested in unconventional behavior, from urinating on furniture to even startling visiting nuns. Despite discussions of replacing him, Barbara advocated for his continuation and emphasized the value of working around interpersonal challenges. Barbara reflected on her journey and acknowledged that it had been far from a fairy tale. However, she considers herself fortunate to have a supportive family. In a social media post, she shared her enduring connection to the character of Jeannie, expressing that she still dreams of Jeannie, an integral part of television history. In a surprising 2013 moment, Barbara delighted audiences by putting on her iconic Jeannie costume once again. She shared a playful photo from the event, humorously captioned to reference the iconic navel that put NBC on edge during the show's original run. Barbara presently runs a one-woman show named Magic Carpet with Barbara Eden, delving into her iconic role as Jeannie. Beyond acting, she's a prolific author sharing her life in memoirs like Jeannie Out of a Bottle and Barbara Eden, My Story. Even the younger audience gets a taste of her children's story, Barbara and the Djinn. While not immersed in the entertainment world, Barbara channels her energy into philanthropy. Actively involved in various organizations, including the American Cancer Society, Make-A-Wish Foundation, and Save the Children, she makes a meaningful impact. After the passing of Bill Daly in 2018, Barbara stands as the sole surviving cast member of the show. Recognized as one of America's 200 greatest pop icons of the 20th century by People magazine, her enduring influence spans decades. At 92, Barbara enjoys a tranquil life in California with her husband and their puppy, Bentley. Far from retirement, she graced the screens in 2020 during Let's Make a Deal Decades Week. Barbara's commitment to fitness, including weightlifting and walking with her dog, keeps her in great shape. Celebrity Net Worth estimates Barbara's wealth at around $10 million, reflecting her success throughout her remarkable career. With no plans for retirement, audiences can eagerly anticipate seeing more of Barbara's enduring talent on screen in the coming days. Although the return of Jeannie to the bottle remains uncertain and even unlikely, one thing is clear: Barbara's legacy as Jeannie will forever be etched in the hearts of her fans worldwide. Should there be another chapter in Jeannie's story, Barbara might not return to the bottle. Instead, she could take on a new role, perhaps as an aunt or grandmother, a guiding force passing down wisdom and magic to a new generation.